We're finally back with another PaF video. This time it's budget green counters. We made a deck similar to this with Metallic Mimic, Walkers, Ballistas, Overseers in the last video. Actually, last two videos. I'm starting to lose some creativity, but whatever. But the problem was the deck was about $1,600 and nobody wants to buy a $1,600 deck. So I tweaked it a bit, and this version here, the cards go for about $175, so significantly cheaper than the last one, or about 90% cheaper. And the good news is that the cards will continue to get cheaper. Most of the price is coming from a few cards. Ballista right now is $20 each. You can thank Standard for that, but it will rotate out in 4 months. Same thing with Mimic. Is a standard card going for around $6 to $8, and it also rotates out in 4 months. So this deck should be around $100, $90 a couple months from now. So that's why we're considering it budget, even if it's only semi-budget at the moment. So let's see what we got here. Metallic Mimic. 3 things we can name. Constructs, because we have a lot of constructs in the deck, including the Walker and Ballista, which we can play for 0 with Mimic. But we could also name Thopters with this, or we can name Servos with Animation Module. And in this version of the deck, we have 3 of them, which makes the deck more resilient to things like Stony Silence or removal, stuff like that. And like before, we have a Steel Overseer with Voltaic Servant, allowing us to tap the Overseer twice in a turn. And we're also adding Rishkar. It's quite good in this deck. For 3 mana, you put 2 1/1 counters onto creatures, and creatures with a 1/1 counter on them, they all have tap, add 1 green mana to your mana pool. So not too bad at all. Very powerful stuff. We also have Nissa. Nissa puts a 1/1 counter on all creatures, but it can also make plant tokens against decks that are trying to beat us down. And a card that benefits the deck greatly, Ancient Stirrings. Very good in artifact decks. We didn't have it in the last deck because green mana was hard to get in the last version, but with more lands in this deck, green is more abundant, so Ancient Stirrings is a thing. Plus we have more free mana with things like Rishkar. As far as lands go, we don't have Inkmoth, but we have Blinkmoth, which goes for about $4 or $5. The card can be pretty good if you have things like Overseer out or Nissa. A few more things here. Hardened Scales, Worker, Welding Jar, Throne of Geth, which works well with Servant, and that's the main deck. Now we don't have Arcbound Ravagers in the deck because they do cost 50 each, so definitely not budget. It's not too bad though, because the main benefit of having the Ravager was to put the counters on Inkmoth. Not having it isn't the end of the world. We have plenty of 2-drops to play instead of the Ravagers, so not too bad. And comparing it to the other deck, I wouldn't say it's outright worse, because late game this deck can do some powerful things. The Rishkars, the Nissa, Throne of Geth, these are all cards that can do a lot of stuff late game, but it does lack that lightning fast speed that having Inkmoth and Ravager would do. So that's the main deck. Moving on to sideboard. A lot of people thought that Heroic Intervention would be good in the sideboard, so there it is. Good against board wipe. We also have 3 Shaper Sanctuary, very good against removal heavy decks like Jund. We also have 3 Nature's Claims for artifacts and enchantments, 2 Scavenging Oozes, which deal with graveyard, but also the 1/1 counter makes it very convenient for our deck. There's also Reclamation Sage, same thing as Nature's Claim, but a bit slower. Also, Basilisk Collar. It's very good when you throw it on Walking Ballista because we can ping our opponent's creatures and the Death Touch kills them, so pretty good. Also, Grafdigger's Cage for graveyard, Revoker for activated abilities, and Etched Champion against creature heavy decks, allowing us to block them, pierce through them, and the champion works well with Voltaic Servant because with Voltaic Servant, Etched Champion can attack and then untap and block on your opponent's turn. So I think it's a pretty solid budget deck, but we'll have to wait and see. Here's the gameplay. But first, if you want to see more content like this, you can let me know by subscribing and let me know in the comments what you want to see next. But without further ado, here's the gameplay, and I hope you enjoy. Opening hand, we got a Mimic, a Walker, and a Ballista. That looks pretty good. We'll keep. Start with the Runes, pass back, Eighth Vial. Now here comes the Constructs. Hooray! Back to opponent. In no place from our opponent. Okay. Pretty suspicious. Now what to do? What to do? I think Rishkar is the way to go. Yeah, seems about right. But I wonder if they have PaF to exile. We'll go for it. So 1 counter on Mimic, 1 on the Ballista. Okay. And then we'll tap everything to play Worker and then Overseer. Pretty good. It's pretty good. Back to our opponent. And opponent vials in. 3-bit Inspector, sure. And then draws a card. And opponent plays a Flicker Wisp. What will they target? That. Okay. So we'll ping the Flicker Wisp. And wait. We can get it back with Mimic. As long as Mimic doesn't die, yeah. We'll let it go. It's kind of bizarre though. Yep. Ballista's back. Pretty gangster. So we shall play the Worker. Pump everything. Might as well pump the Worker with that as well. And then ping. Then swing with all of that. Cool. Opponent goes to 9. Back to them. And there's a concede. Not too bad. Not bad for a budget deck at all. So going into game 2, I'm going to dump 1 Servant and 1 Module for Nature's Claim and Reclamation Sage, because I'm pretty sure they have Stony Silence and they also have Aether Vials. So worst case scenario, we take out some of their vials. But with that, let's go to game 2. And opening hand, yeah, I like the Hardened Scales. We shall keep. And Throne of Geth. Not really what we wanted to pull. Better late game. But alright, pass back. We own an Arbiter, sure. It's not like we're fetching for anything. So now, Module and Hardened Scales seems like the right play, right? Yeah. Hardened Scales, Module, and the next turn we'll go with the Worker. Back to opponent. Opponent swings for 2. And will they kill one of our lands? Probably. Yep, that is fine. Nature's Claim. So now play the Worker, make a Servo, and then back to opponent. And there's PaF to exile. Okay. At least we keep the Servo. Opponent swings for 2. We take 2. Blaze Splicer. We could Nature's Claim it. And ooh, a Mimic. That could come in handy. So I think the best move here, play the Mimic, naming Servo, and then pass back. Hopefully this doesn't die before next turn, because next turn we can go Throne of Geth and set up for some Servos in the following turn. Oh, never mind. This Arbiter getting some good value this time. The opponent swings with both. Might as well call the Golem, Full of Omens, and Tectonic Edge. Okay, get this land, but not a whole lot we can do at this point. So play Throne of Geth, and back to our opponent. Opponent swings for 2, no block, and a Ballista. Nice. So here we go. Play the Ballista. They could kill that land, no? Okay. Put a counter on the Ballista, and then might as well get a Servo. And all of a sudden we're looking really, really good, especially with Throne of Geth out. Yeah, we might get this one. We shall see. Restoration Restoration Angel? No. Yes, no, maybe so. It doesn't look like it. Okay. They probably figured we're gonna ping the slicer, and that's why they didn't do it. Flicker Wisp, targeting the Ballista. Okay, let's wipe. Actually, first let's sack a Servo to pump that even more. That is pretty good. So we can actually board wipe them. Yeah, let's do it. Wall of Omens, might as well do it too, because they could Flicker Wisp it. So all those die, and then might as well just ping our opponent for 1. Pretty good, pretty good. And a Mimic, nice. So watch this. This is gonna be quite gangster. Actually, it's not gonna be that gangster, because we only can do it once this turn. But it'll set up for the gangsterness. Look at that, 4-4. Okay, swing for 1. They go to 22, back to them. Blade Splicer. And do we use Throne of Geth? Might be better if we wait. Yeah, let's wait. Pull a Forest. And what is the best move here? Could use Throne of Geth now, but I think a cooler option would be to use the module on the Servo, assuming there's no path to exile. Nope. And now 2 more little guys. That's pretty good, pretty good. Might as well swing with everything. We'll end up sacrificing that though. Blocks like that. Let's sack. Hooray. They get a 14, back to them. Not sure how they're gonna get out of this one though. I mean, it's pretty good. Restoration Angel, sure. And Hangarback. So might as well keep things interesting. Do that. And that. Make 2 dudes, and man, oh man, we'll sacrifice the Walker. Might have been a bit too aggressive, but I doubt they have board wipe. And there's a concede. Alright, so pretty impressive. Wasn't super explosive as far as finishing the game off, but I mean, can't complain. I mean, look at the board. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So on to the next ones. Opening hand seems pretty good. We'll keep it. And we could start with the Arcbound, but I'd rather wait till we have more things out to do it. So let's play the Ruins and pass back. Ooh, and Tron. Oh, nice pull. Nice pull. Play Mimic, naming constructs, and then boom, boom, and boom. Back to opponent. Ancient Stirrings, and a Kozilek's. Ooh, alright. So the Kozilek's return makes things a bit iffy. I think the best option here is swing with these 2, then tap these down. So if he wants to use the Kozilek's, it would be a bit tougher. I think he might be going for it. Expedition map? No? Guess not this turn. That's a bit odd because we can pump these up, make them out of reach of it. So we shall swing with these 2. No blocks. And then tap these down. And might as well go Stirrings. Suppose module? Yeah. And back to our opponent. And Oblivion Stone. That's actually really good. And they can use the Kozilek to get rid of our tokens. Ouch. So what to do? Probably just swing with everything. All right. We get a lot of tokens, but they're at risk from dying. What we could do though, Hardened Scales, and then this on 2 Thopters to guarantee at least they will survive the board wipe. Oh man, another stone. Oh my god. Dang, it's too good. It's too good. So what do we do? What do we do? I suppose we can go Overseer, double runes, and then back to our opponent. What the hell? Oh yeah, that will do it. Dang. Don't think we have an answer to that. We could play Servant and maybe buy some time. World Breaker takes out the Overseer. Man, I was sure we had this in the bag. 2 Oblivion Stones. Just not good enough. Just not good enough. Take 10 from that. And that will do it. Because even if we survive this turn, we'll only have 5 cards left. So next turn, they'll swing in and kill us. So we're on to game 2. So we're going on to game 2, and I'm done with 3 modules for Revoker to hopefully stop Oblivion Stone. Also Reclamation Sage and Heroic Intervention. Pretty much all for Oblivion Stone. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand. I don't think this is fast enough. You have the Stirrings, though, but let's mull. And this could work. We'll try it. And I think it's a bit too soon for that. Bottom. Might as well start with Ancient Stirring, see if we can get something good. Not what I had in mind, but whatever. Does work well with the Overseer, though. Back to our opponent. Then back on our turn, we'll just go for it. Overseer. And the next turn, we can play Servant. Ooh, nice. Hardened Scales. So change of plans. Hardened Scales. Worker. And then we'll pump. So back to them. They do have Tron active now. Post-Chromatic Star. And Worm Coil. Interesting. Well, it's better than Oblivion Stone. Better for us, that is. So best move here. Let's go Mimic. Naming Construct. Playing the Walker. Pumping up the Walker. Swinging with the Arcbound. Interesting. They block. We'll tap. Dumping the counters here. And then back to our opponent. Ah, World Breaker. No. Get exile this thing now. I mean, I don't know. We had a pretty strong start in both games, actually. We're not out just yet, but it's going to be tough. Stirrings. We definitely got to play the Servant. Do we play the Stirrings also? I think we can wait till next turn for that. So we'll go Servant, make it bigger, this, and then at the end step, we can untap the Overseer, and yeah, opponent swings with everything. What? They probably have an Oblivion Stone, because we'll block like that. We'll tap. So their board's gone. Where is Oblivion Stone? There it is. My god, my god. Another land. Let's go Stirrings, Ballista, then play the Ballista, pump, and back to opponent. They're at 32 life, though. It's pretty good. And they can bring back World Breaker. Sanctum Mugen, and another World Breaker from hand. No. So this is going to die. We'll ping him twice, and can now play it out. A third one. At least we have this now. So we're not completely out because of this. We can attack 30 times and win. Man, oh man. We're going to see the triple World Breaker. That's pretty good. I don't think I've ever seen 3 out at once. Pretty impressive. And we didn't have a bad game either. We had a really great game, both games, and he still got us. He still got us. Can't feel too bad about that one though. The match was quite spicy. So on to the next ones. Opening hand. This isn't too bad. The Hardened Scales. It's pretty good. We'll keep Hardened Scales, pass back. Ooh, and life gain. I'm so tempted to drop this and this turn, but I think the better option, just the Mimic and pass back. Opponent plays Honor the Pure, swings for 2. We'll take it. And now time for happy fun times. Hardened Scales, Servant, and Hangarback. Very good. Might as well swing for 2 and back to our opponent. Arc Champion. Ooh. Aw, Path to Exile. Alrighty. Not too bad. So might as well go Animation Module. Swing for a buttload after this. And then pump. Opponent goes to 15. Pass back. And that's a lot of life gain with that. So they're back at 23. And nice. So what to do? What to do? Probably just play Rishkar. Putting counter there and there. And that will trigger 2 servos. It will only make 1. And then pump that one. And then do we swing with both? Just this guy. And then back to our opponent. Another Lingering Souls. Okay. Do they have black mana though? It's a little weird. Well, despite getting all these big boys, they're still at 28. And pass the Mimic. Okay. Opponent swings for 4. We take 4. Another land. Nah. Alright. Might as well swing with everything. Because at this rate, they're going to outspeed us. No blocks, but we'll pump the little guy. And then get a servo. Pump the servo. And not worth getting the extra one. So opponent's down to 12. We're making some progress. Opponent swings for 6 in the air. So we go to 8. Yikes. I guess swing with everything. But regardless, they can deal 8 to us. Yikes. Okay, swing with everything. Opponent blocks like that, but it's still 8 in the air. Anything we can do, could pump that. Nope, opponent's got us. Back to them. And ooh, onto the pier. And that's a lot of damage. So on to game 2. So going to game 2, I'm going to dump all this, to put in all this, and with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand. Yeah, we can make this work. Hardened Scales, back to our opponent. Okay. I feel like that's a path to exile, so I'm just going to go Servant, and back to them. Champion, and another Stirring. So, let's fire 1 Stirrings off. Ooh, Overseer for sure. Yeah, I think that's a better move now. Overseer, swing for 1, and back to our opponent. Pride Mate, pretty good. Definitely should kill that soon. It'll probably play something else. No, we might luck out here. Another Overseer. I think the right play here. Ballista, but only for 2 mana, right? Yeah, it should be fine. But unfortunately, we can't play the Overseer before doing this. So do that, and then kill the Pride Mate before it gets pumped. Alright, would be nice to ping that as well, but we'll have to wait. Then play the Overseer, swing for 3. They take it, then end the turn. We'll untap the Overseer, tap it again, and now ping the Champion. Back to our opponent, another one, and Pride Mate, but ping this, and back on our turn, Ancient Stirrings, and guess take the Hangarback, and that should do it. Turn this into a creature. We shall pump ping, and that will do it. Pretty gangster. So going into game 3, I'm gonna get rid of the Basilisk Collar, because I think it's a bit overkill. And instead, I'm gonna put an Etched Champion, try and block and pierce through some of the creatures. And with that, let's go to game 3. If you draw a land, we'll try it. Soul's Attendant. Ooh, and there's a land. So actually, let's see if we can try and draw a Ballista. There it is. We'll grab it and pass back to our opponent. On the pure, we take 2. But here comes Dowdy. I mean, they're still in pretty good shape, but 3 cards in 1 turn is pretty good. It's pretty good. Aw, Path to Exile. Could have pinged for 1, but I'm just going to take a land instead. Try and do as much as possible next turn. Opponent passes back. Okay. Ancient Stirrings? And definitely take the Overseer. Play the Renegade. Counters on these 2. And then finish up with the Steel Overseer. Back to our opponent. Will they have more paths? Nope. Opponent passes back. That's suspicious. I'm quite worried about Settle the Wreckage. 4 white mana open. If we attack only with 1 creature, I think is a good idea. So let's just go Mimic. No blocks from opponent. Turn this into a creature. Overseer. Down 22. Back to our opponent. Like, I'm sure there's a Settle Wreckage there. There's no way he didn't. So he's white-black. Then passes back again. Alright. Another Overseer. So this time, let's try and draw it out of him. Swing with Mimic and the Worker. So now he has an incentive to... Oh, well, okay. Maybe he doesn't have it. Tap that. Opponent takes 9. Back to them. And a Pride Mate. Okay. With only 3 mana open, we don't have to worry about Settle the Wreckage, which means we can swing in with a bunch of stuff. Might as well just go for everything, including that. Blocks like that. Okay. We shall pump that. And then double this. Hola. Hola. And there we go. Pretty cool. Third game was a little bit meh. But the deck's still pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm impressed. A little slow, but in the end, you get stuff like this. It's pretty cool. So on to the next one. Opening hand. How good is this? It's not bad because we do have the Worker, Walker. Rishkar can get the 3rd land. Yeah, we'll keep. And just hope they're not too fast. Might get their Vial. And was Spirits or something? Might be. Like blue-white Spirits. Alrighty. Worker. Pass back. Yep, pretty cool. So we shall play a Walker. And might as well swing for 1. I'm sure they won't block it though. Yep, 19. Back to our opponent. And ooh, Mausoleum Wanderer. Yes, favorable wins. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. So we'll have to see who can outspeed the other. Dude, we have Rishkar and Overseer. That's pretty good. Yeah, let's go for it. Counters on the Walker and also Rishkar for next turn. So we can tap for mana. And instead of attacking this turn, we shall play the Overseer. And back to our opponent. Will they vial something in? Yes. Phantasmal Image. So we're taking at least 8 this turn. And ooh, that could be Drogskell Captain or Spell Queller. If it's Spell Queller, it's not good. Well, can't block. Yeah, it has to be Spell Queller. I mean, yeah, they're just too fast. They're still at 19. We'll play it out though. Mimic. Let's see the Spell Queller. No Spell Queller. Alright, play that. And that. And that. Tap that. And despite having all of this, they still got us. Back to them. So maybe they didn't have a Spell Queller after all. Who knows? So first game goes to them. So going into game 2, I'm gonna dump 2 modules, 1 Servant, put in 2 Nature's Claim and 1 Basilisk Collar. The Nature's Claims for their Aether Vials, but also in case we want to kill one of our Walkers. And the Collar's there in case we can get Collar and Ballista together and then wipe them. And hopefully that'll be enough. And we'll go on to game 2. Opening hand, no. Let's try again. Okay, this is a little bit better, despite not having very many cards. Start with Hardened Scales. Back to them. Vial. And ooh, 2 workers. Very nice. Opponent plays another vial. And another vial. Okay, so worst case scenario, they have a Mausoleum Wanderer. And nice, an Overseer. We shall swing with both. And then play the Overseer. Pass back. And no Mausoleum Wanderer. That is quite the slow start for them. Blinkmoth. Overseer next turn. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they got. Hall of Fountains. I bet there's a Spell Collar there. Ancient Stirrings. Let's wait for it. Make the Blinkmoth. Overseer. And swing in for a lot. And okay. Opponent taps that. Sure. And ooh. Tapping that guy. Okay, we'll still swing with this. They get a 10, and then we'll play Ancient Stirrings. Now they're tapped, so no Spell Collar. And what is the right play? Hangarback, Arcbound, or Throne of Geth? Man, Arcbound's almost the best pick here. Just to try and speed things up and have enough mana for this. Walker is decent if we can find a way to kill it. Or Throne of Geth. We don't really have anything to sacrifice except for the throne itself. And next turn we want to attack with this, so I think we'll go Arcbound. It's kind of lame though. And alright, back to opponent. And opponent swings for 4, sure. And Collar, okay. Well, do we play the worker? I suppose we wait because he could tap us. So instead we'll just do that. Swing, and there's something there. Another one. Alright. We'll swing for 5 though. So opponent goes to 5. And do they have a Spell Collar? We'll find out. Worker, they're hesitating. They probably have it. And they're like, why would I waste a Spell Collar on a worker? Especially with these 2 guys out. But I bet he still has it. Opponent swings for 6. Alright. Pendelhaven. Make the Blinkmoth and the creature swing. And what is these? Ooh. Tapping those 2. Oh man. Yeah, that pretty much gets us. So he's tapping these 2 guys here. We can swing for 4, but that's too much damage next turn. Dang, they got us again. Oh man. I mean, Spirits is pretty good, so it's not like it's a bad deck or anything, but it feels like we should almost get there. And look at this. But the Nebelgast Heralds is doing so much work, but at least it was interesting. Opening hand, is this keepable? Yeah, I guess so. We do have Ancient Stirrings, so let's see what we got. Ballista, Hangarback. Might as well grab the Ballista. And back to our opponent. And will we see Inquisition? Thoughtseize, yeah. Takes the Hangarback. And a module. If he has a lot of removal, that's pretty good against him. So yeah, we'll play the module. And then Runes and pass back. Intangible Virtue, okay. So it's black, white tokens, and nice, Mimic. So we shall go Mimic, Construct, and then go Ballista for 0. And instead of making a servo, we shall pump the Ballista because Ballista will be quite good against him. Back to opponent. Lingering Soul's nice. And Intangible Virtue makes Ballista not as spicy. So what to do? Could pump, but I think instead we'll go Servant, make a servo, pump. I guess pump the servo. And then pass back. Opponent swings for 4. Okay. We'll take it. Flashes back Lingering Souls. Can we outspeed them? We shall see. So we could be pumping the Ballista, but I'm trying to go wide. Worker, servo, pump the worker, another servo. And might as well start swinging at him like that. Ooh, and a PaF. Well, might as well kill one of these flyers to buy us some time. Blocks like that, sure. Seems like a decent trade. And then back to opponent. Back on opponent's turn, they swing for 2 in the air. But that's all okay. Bit odd. So I suppose swing for a 3? What? Why? Ooh, that's why. So let's save one of these. And it's a good thing we didn't play the Mimic first, because in response to that, he could have done that. Hopefully he doesn't have a second one. Put the counters there. Fatal push. Okay. But we're not finished. We'll go this. Naming servo. Put a counter on it. And then make a servo. Pretty good. Pretty good. Back to our opponent. Opponent swings for 2 again. We'll go on to 12. Back at our turn. Ancient Stirrings. And an Overseer. We'll take that. It's either that or a worker, but nah. And then suppose we'll just do Overseer. Runes on it. And then another servo. Pass back. And next turn will be quite spicy if he doesn't kill that thing or that thing. Swings for 2. Back on our turn, another one. So let's go that and then that and make 3 guys. Is there Settle the Wreckage there? Who knows? Swing in with 3, I suppose. Should draw out Settle the Wreckage if he has it. No, just gives Death Touch and Lifelink. Sure. All right, back to them. And a Concede. All right, cool. So going into game 2 and down for Throne of Geth, Mimic, and a Worker. Put a Nature's Claim, Reclamation Sage, and Sanctuary. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand. This is balls. We'll mull. This is like super balls. Do we mull? I guess we mull again. All right, we'll keep. And bottom. And no discarding. Cool. So we'll play the tap. Back to opponent. Bitter Blossom. Okay. Nature's Claim. Interesting. We'll save it though. I kind of want to do it now, but we just gotta hope we get a 3rd land next turn. And instead, let's go Overseer and back to them. And a Stony Silence. So perfect reason to keep that Nature's Claim. We'll fire it on the Stony Silence. And then could play the Ballista, but go another Overseer and back to our opponent. Oh boy. A second one. That does kind of throw a wrench in things. So might as well just play that. Pumping those 2. And swing for 6. Opponent goes to 16. Back to them. Another Bitter Blossom. Okay. And might as well swing with all of them because why not? Blocks like that. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. At least most of them trade. But dang, there goes our board. Back to our opponent. And opponent turns channeling that into a creature. Okay. Swings for 3. We'll take it. Back to us. Module. That's pretty good. Play the module. And yeah, we'll swing. Opponent blocks both. Sure. And then back to them. Third Bitter Blossom. And Timely Reinforcement for the life gain. Sure. But no attacks. He thinks we're going to block. Okay. Back on our turn. Ancient Stirrings. And just the Ballista. So we could play it, but we can't use the module. That's lame. So play the Ballista and just make it a 2-2. And back to opponent. Opponent swings for a 3. We get a 14. Land and can't attack, so block. We'll just pass back. The problem is we'll use this. And once that happens, it's basically game. Raise the alarm. It's interesting. And a PaF. Okay. I guess I'll play it out for the sake of playing it out, but they're going to get it. Hardened Scales. Not going to cut it. And there it is. So on to game 3. So going in the next game, I'm going to put in 2 more Nature's Claims. Should have had them in last game, but meh. We'll also put in a Shaper Sanctuary and dump these 3. And with that, let's go to game 3. Opening hand. Hardened Scales. It's kind of all we need. We'll keep. And back to opponent. Plains. And Hardened Scales. Let's do Ancient Stirrings. Oh, this is a tough one. Module or Ballista? I think Ballista's pretty good. We'll go Ballista, especially since we have 2 Hardened Scales. And back to opponent. Stony Silence. Okay. Mimic. So might as well play the Mimic. And then the Ballista. That's still pretty good, even with Stony Silence out. Data pushes that. Can't regenerate. Wah, wah. Another Ballista. Okay. Play the Ballista. And I guess Nissa. So we shall make a plant. That way we can time the +1/+1 thing with the Blinkmoth next turn. And for now, just swing for 2. Right? I mean, what could they have? Yeah, just swing for 2. Oh, that's right. There's that. Well, shit. I totally forgot that was there. Oopsies. Oh, well. Intangible Virtue and Bitter Blossom. Back on. Overseer. It's the best move here. Overseer, Blinkmoth, and then +1/+1. And swing with these hoes. They're at 11. Back to them. So if they have a way to kill the Overseer, that's going to blow for Nissa. Opponent kills that. Oh, he does have a way to kill it. No. Fine. So Nissa dies to the Soldier. Meh. So what to do now? I guess swing at the Ballista. I doubt he'll trade all 3 for it. What? He does trade all 3? Sure. That's fine. I'll follow up with the Mimic. Naming contract. Back to our opponent. And timely reinforcements. That is quite timely. And we pull Hangarback. Meh. Man, indeed. I guess just pass back. And then swings for everything. So you know there's a Zealous Persecution there. So might as well block like that. Right? Yeah. No Zealous Persecution? Okay. Then play Worker. You might as well swing with Walker because I don't think he'll double block it. Okay, he does. Sure. So 4 tokens in the air. Back to opponent. And no attacks. Okay. Lingering Soul's pretty good. Pretty good. Nice. So this should buy us some time. Counters on 2 at Thopters. And I suppose it's hold back. Right? Or maybe swinging with Worker. Yeah, swing with Worker. And opponent does double block. Okay. That means you can put stuff on another Thopter. So we're looking pretty good. I don't think he'll attack if we can block 3 tokens per turn. Even with Zealous Persecution. And another Bitter Blossom. If we can somehow pressure him a bit, we might get this. And Nature's Claim. Cool. But of course, we don't really have any activated ability stuff going on. We could take out the Intangible Virtue. That would be pretty clever. Do we go for it? Yeah, let's go for it. And pray there's no Settle the Wreckage. Opponent blocks like that. Okay. So 4 damage is dealt. Nature's Claim. Intangible Virtue. Pretty good. Pretty good. Zealous Persecution. Sure. We still come out on top though by a lot. And then back to them. No attacks from opponent. Back to us. Walker. Swing with everything. Does anyone still use Settle the Wreckage or did they get over that? Raise the alarm. Okay. Because maybe Settle the Wreckage was like a phase, you know? Opponent blocks like that. We'll play the Hangarback. And back to them again. And opponent pulls another Intangible Virtue, but too little too late. Sorry if that was a bit of a grindy game, but wasn't it worth it in the end? Even with Stony Silence out, we get the win. In conclusion, what is the conclusion? I guess the deck doesn't suck. Is that the conclusion? I think so. It's not bad for a deck that costs less than like every other modern deck out there. That's competitive at least, but it did lack the quick threats that the other version had of being able to swing in with Inkmoth really early and finish them off. But in the games that were grindy, we were able to do really well. Against life gain, tokens, and taxes, we did really well. They're all really grindy games, and our cards were able to let us pull through in the end, late game, with cards like Overseer, Walker, Module, and the 3 wins that we had, they're all against white decks. And white decks are our worst matchup because of Stony Silence, so those results were good. But against the faster decks, we didn't do too hot. Like the Tron deck and even Spirits, it was just too fast for us, at least in those games. I think with this deck, we're going in knowing that we can't blow them out right away, and that will make us vulnerable to decks like Infect, Burn, things where we have to match their speed. But considering that our deck is significantly cheaper than the last deck, I think that's a plus. It's pretty good. This is a deck that you can bring to FNM, get the feel of the other deck, the expensive version I mean, without paying a premium price. So I would say the deck was a success. And the prices of these cards should come down, like Ballista. It's sitting at $20 right now because of standard, but in 4 months when it rotates out, this will definitely not be $20. Probably only $5 or $6. Same thing with Mimic. Its price is pretty high, but it's because of standard, and in 4 months this should be down to like pretty much nothing. So for a budget deck, I'm pretty satisfied with how the deck performed, and that wraps up the video. If you want to see more budget decks like this, or maybe some budget decks that are a bit cheaper than this, you can let me know by subscribing, and let me know in the comments what you want to see next. But that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day.